Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I'm super excited. This is my first, I guess they call it a vlog because I'm not blogging, but this is my first vlog on our blog page on our website. And so as I thought about what I might do, I was just encouraged by Brandy's first blog that she did. If you guys get a chance, go back and read that first blog, which was our welcome blog that you did. But as I went back and read that first blog, I just thought about the idea and looking at you as now a working stay-at-home mom that is just rocking it. I'm still in awe every day I see you working. But as I read that first blog, and I'm just gonna I pulled it up right now, I'm looking at it. Looking at this blog, there are three words that just jumped out to me that you talked about in that blog. First word was intimidating. The second word was overwhelming, as you taught about the overwhelming task of putting a blog together. And the last word was daunting. So intimidating, overwhelming, daunting. And then, what propelled you forward? You said, I'm just looking at the blog now, it was your faith step in obeying God that allowed you to spring forward. And Brandon, as I look at you, as I said earlier, I'm just super excited about what you're doing. But I know that there are other stay-at-home moms that are out there that are wanting to do what you're doing, but for some reason they're just not doing it. But so I've got a question that I got three questions that I just want to ask you with my blog. The first question is, what are things that people may not know about stay-at-home moms? What are things people don't know about that may not know about stay-at-home moms?
Well, one is that there's two classes of stay-at-home mom that I would say. One is that group of stay-at-home moms who they're just stay-at-home moms because they financially can afford to stay at home and they have no desire to work outside the home. It was just one of those positions that just fell in their lap. And honestly, on some days, it's not even about the kids. A lot of times it's just that they can afford to stay at home. They're privileged to do so. They have what some of the women in my Bible study reference to as my ladies. They have cleaning ladies. They have people come and do services around their house for them, even cook and grocery shop for them. I mean, it's just really a plush situation for them that they're just allowed to do. And so, and then there's that other group, which I feel like I fit into, that group of stay-at-home moms who are at home, and it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice financially. Me, myself, I have 2 degrees. And I'm sorry, bug flew in my face. And I love the professions that I chose and that I have degrees in. But there was a part of me, a tug that God put in my heart to come home and be with my kids. I had a desire to be home with my babies. And even when I was home, he called me even to take it another step forward in the homeschool for several years. And so those things took a sacrifice to leave my job and then to come home and put my all into spending time with my children every day, and then to homeschool them and to lose that extra finance. And so there took some sacrifices on my part as far as material items or luxury items or even vacations or extra things we may have wanted to do. Maybe, a lot of us, I hear some moms talk about how I would love to come home, but I just couldn't because I can't drive the car I would like to drive or have the home I would like to have. Well, all of those to me were worth the sacrifice to come home and be a stay-at-home mom and be present in my home to make sure my home was ran the way God is calling for it to be ran, and to make sure my children were raised or are raised the way that God is calling for them to be raised, and not just leave that solely up to the educational system or to the daycare systems or to the nannies. I've never desired to have a nanny. I felt like that was my role, but that's my personal preference. I'm not judging anyone who takes a different role as a stay-at-home mom. That's just what God had placed on my home.
Okay, Brandy, thanks for that. That was awesome. Okay, question two. What advice would you give a stay-at-home mom that they see you and they go, man, Brandy can do that. Yes, and you get that a lot. A lot of people say, Brandy, I'm so proud of what you're doing. But what advice would you give that stay-at-home mom that really might want to work, or they may want to, maybe a goal or something that they're trying to pursue, but because they're a stay-at-home mom, they don't think that they could do it? What advice would you give that stay-at-home mom?
One, I would say, is you must overcome fear. You must realize that if it's something that God is calling you to, He will definitely see you through it. And that is the mindset that I had to put myself in. It's a mindset thing. You have to know that if God called you to something, He will definitely see you through it. And my faith had to take a big part and play a big part in me sharing my position as a stay-at-home mom with now a working at home mom. That's what I call myself, because I'm still at home. I still get to enjoy all the beauties of being in the process of all the things my kids are doing every day and being there for my kids, but I get to work and connect with other people and do what God is calling me to do as well. And actually that puts a joy in my heart, because that's an area that's being filled in me. So that gives me confidence to walk boldly, to step into that boldly and do what God is calling me to do. So the second one I would say, Reggie, is confidence. You have to have confidence that God, if God has created you to do this, that He will see you through this. I love that scripture that says that being confident in the fact that what He has created you to do, He will complete that work in you. And I'm paraphrasing that scripture, but that's one of my favorite scriptures. And I just know that the work that God has called me to, He's going to complete it. He's going to see it through. So that gives me confidence. So I just, in a short, faith, removing the fear, and walking boldly, walking confident in the calling that God has called. And that's no matter what He's called you to.
I just want to say, Brandy, thank you so much for doing this with me. I'm a little nervous because this is my first vlog. I'm new to this vlog on your blog. So, but I just thought that this was so important to really answer questions and focus on stay-at-home moms that, a lot of times they're behind the scenes and they're wanting to do things, but they just don't think that they could do it. Okay. So, guys.
Well, one thing I would like to say, Reggie, before we close is that, this is a health and wellness. We talk about health and wellness. And so some of you may be thinking, why are they talking about those type of things? I told you we're going to vlog and blog about some of everything. But it falls under that lifestyle category. And you'll hear me talk a lot about stress, happiness. If we're stressed out and we're overwhelmed and we're not fully walking in the shoes that God is placing us in, we will live a stressed out lifestyle. And that is something we don't want to live. And we don't want to live with a lot of unhappiness and not living the fully joyful, abundant life that God has called us to live. And so I just leave you with today, know that being well, being whole, has a lot to do with us walking in the shoes that God has called us to walk in.
I just want to make sure there was a fire truck and not the police if we had to grab our stuff and run. All right, guys, as we close this video, I'd just like to encourage you guys to comment down below if this video has helped you, if you know of anybody that was in the same boat. We love to hear what they did, and we would just love to interact with you guys. So feel free to comment below and let us know about your experience, and let us know if this video has helped you. All right, guys, until next time, we'll see you in the next video.